I will not partake in this conversation, but Ohio State on Tuesday did talk up how good they think Wisconsin is, so you two talk about it. Nathan and Steven and Doug at cleveland.com.
Wisconsin is a good football team. Wisconsin was only down 10-7 early in the third quarter of the first time they played at Ohio Stadium before Ohio State tore off whatever it was at that 28 unanswered points. And I think that showed what happened to get them that touchdown is the one way that I think Wisconsin has a way back into this game and to make it a close game on Saturday, which is if Ohio State's making mistakes like they did. They had a block punt that led to that. If you got Garrett Wilson back there dropping punts, if they turn the ball over, they've had some fumble issues recently. Those kind of things can put a team like Wisconsin into a game it normally wouldn't be in. Obviously they're playing a game where they have everything to gain and kind of nothing to lose, and it still is a solid defense. I don't think it's enough to beat Ohio State, but it's one that Ohio State can't mess around with.
I think the weather played a huge role in why they had a terrible first half. There's no weather issues this time. It's indoors on a field where Ohio State has shown in the past that its speed can be the dominant force in a game, and I think it's going to be the dominant force once again on Saturday. So, yeah, they played them tough, but they played them tough in ugly weather. The weather's not an issue in this time, so Ohio State's going to be a better team. They're going to blow them out.
Do you think when Ohio State's saying this stuff, and we know teams say it, when Ryan Day and when those guys are saying that stuff this week, do they believe it? Do you think there's enough for the coaches to believe it because coaches are always on edge, or do you think they're just saying what they feel like they need to say?
But there's a little bit of that. But you got to remember there's also needs to be some motivation within this team this week as far as they need to kind of go out and make a statement against Wisconsin, because if LSU beats Georgia, maybe they're jumping them back for that number one spot. I mean, the committee says it doesn't incentivize margin of victory, but I think performance does matter. I think they will see it. If Ohio State were to go out and just blow the doors off Wisconsin, I think that helps their case.
I think their only problem is with the actual mistakes that Ohio State made. Those are the things they're talking about when they say they can clean things up. Anything outside of that is just coach talk.
This is the third time, is that right, that Ohio State and Wisconsin are playing in the Big Ten championship game. And the first time, winning 59-0 gave Ohio State the opportunity to win the national championship. So of all the things that I was only half listening to because I'm not participating in Wisconsin talk this week, the thing you said about hey, let's make sure we have some style points because we're trying to get that number one seed and LSU versus Georgia. LSU has a tougher opponent. LSU has an actual chance to lose on Saturday, but they also have a chance to be more impressive in the win. I don't think it's the difference between winning the national championship and not, but it certainly looks like that 4 seed is going to be easier to deal with than the 3 seed. So I think that matters. The rest of it, what are you going to do? Steven, Nathan, Doug, more exciting coverage of the Buckeyes and the other team they're playing coming this week at cleveland.com.